We are following breaking news. Police are in pursuit of a stolen SUV. There it is right there. Police right behind it. And the door's open, Mark.
Yeah, some wild moments right here, Amy. In just the last few minutes, SkyCal overhead. This is in the Signal Hill area, but it's LAPD chasing that smaller gray SUV. Started about 30 minutes ago in the Wilmington area at East Anaheim and Avalon. And the want on this vehicle, Amy, is it's considered a code 37 vehicle. Now, everyone who has been watching pursuits in Southern California over the last few notes, there you go. That was the passenger. This was a stolen vehicle. The passenger now out. That looked like a woman. LAPD says 2 people were in this vehicle. That clearly was the second person. Now just the driver in that smaller gray SUV, still proceeding at very high speeds. We're heading northbound through Signal Hill towards the Long Beach airport. Now this driver here been very reckless at times. On the radio, I could hear the LAPD air unit describing this driver as being on the wrong side of the road several times. And now, just moments ago, you saw that passenger door open up and what looked like a woman got out and then stood in the middle of the road. There's an LAPD unit that is with her now. They will be taking her into custody and examining her in case she is injured in any way. It's unclear if she was a willing participant in this pursuit or not. But there's the video there on the right side of your screen. We're going to see it again here. This all just happening live moments ago. That woman, you can see there sort of timidly getting out of the car and then standing still, certainly making no attempt to get away from the LAPD units that are chasing this gray SUV there you see now live at Spring and Lakewood in the airport, Long Beach airport area.
You see the slamming on the brakes there. Saw all that smoke coming up from the tires. Now on the wrong side of the road, getting through that intersection. I mean, really slamming on those brakes hard. This driver has really been aggressive, going at high rates of speed, wrong side of the road, cutting through like gas station parking lots. Again, this started about 40 minutes or so ago. Stolen SUV, and this person refusing to give up and willing to drop off that passenger who clearly knows who this driver is and can give police all the information that they need. But this is certainly some aggressive driving, Mark.
Yeah, this is the most aggressive driving that we have seen now since SkyCal has got overhead. Wild across all lanes, and as you mentioned before, hard on the brakes before. Now, once again, perhaps for the 3rd or 4th time in this pursuit, wrong side of the road through the intersection, complete disregard for other drivers. And you are right mentioning about that passenger that got out. Again, didn't appear to make any effort to try and get away from police, just standing still in the street as LAPD units continue to chase this driver. Now, we haven't had any information I have heard so far on the radio about the relationship between the passenger and the driver, but it does look like that's a man inside there in a white shirt. He is very aggressively driving. Looked like he was reaching over into the passenger side, but right through this intersection again. Traffic not too bad in this part of the Long Beach Signal Hill area right now, but it could, get very busy right here depending upon which direction that this driver is going. Now, it looks like he does continue to head. I believe this is north, heading north deeper into the sort of North Long Beach area, and just very hard turn. Now going through an intersection. Just was able to maneuver around that car, but now wrong side of the road again. And you can see that LAPD units, they're not going to engage in wrong way driving. They will continue to follow this driver on the right side of the road. But they are going to do their absolute best to try and stay on the right side lanes of traffic here. But you can see this driver not making it easy as he continues to drive very recklessly and at speeds of about 50 to 60 miles an hour. That's what we were hearing on the radio before SkyCal was able to get overhead. This driver has been going about that fast, which is really dangerous for this part of the road here.
Oh, it's so dangerous, Mark. We're losing signal there for just a moment. But again, this is a stolen vehicle, and that's why police are trying to stop this driver. One person inside that vehicle, but just really doing some very dangerous and aggressive driving on the wrong side of the road, going through those intersections. Fortunately, no one was in that intersection at the time, but we saw the long line of cars waiting to go through that. Oh, another aggressive move down a very small street. This is what always makes me so nervous, because people just aren't expecting a car coming this fast down such a small road, Mark. It's just so dangerous. Even with the, the lights and sirens just a short ways behind him, at this speed, it comes up so fast.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Amy, I can tell you, I was having a little trouble identifying this car. It didn't seem familiar to me. And our director, Justin, actually just came up. Wow, that was he's driving on the sidewalk now, really making incredible efforts to get away from police. But I wanted to say this apparently is a car called a Pontiac Vibe.
Yeah.
It was last produced around 2009 and 2010. So there's probably not too many of these. This car is at least 14 years old, but it's a smaller size SUV. But Pontiac has been discontinued for quite some time. Again, wrong side of the road. Really deep into the wrong side of the road. Very dangerous driving.
This is tough to watch because it is so dangerous. How fast he's coming up on these cars going the wrong way. And at night when this happens, you see that the headlights coming, far in advance. But this gray car on gray pavement, it's hard to see this car coming right at you in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you make a great point. In the daylight hours, this car could come up on you going the wrong way extremely fast. And really, it looked like the other drivers were slowing down immediately when they saw what is probably a very startling sight to see a car coming directly at you and then lights and sirens behind. But again, this is one of the most aggressive pursuits that we have seen here in terms of a driver trying to get away, and now almost head on into a car in the center median there in the left-hand turn lane. And just absolute disregard. LAPD right on this driver's tail. That, I do believe, is an LAPD unit. They are very aggressively taking on this driver, which it is a little surprising to me, Amy, because LAPD's pursuit tactics have sometimes they have tried to do what's called surveillance mode or tracking mode, where they have drivers that are acting this erratically and this dangerously. They will back off the lights and sirens and only follow with the air unit. We have seen that multiple times, but that is not the case. This air commander here is keeping this pursuit in a full engagement mode. Lights and sirens behind this car as they continue on Del Amo Boulevard.
Absolutely, and they so often back off, hoping that driver will slow down and drive a little safer. But this driver, so aggressive, so dangerous, going so fast down these roads, and it is just really tough to watch at times because he is going so fast in the wrong direction. People don't expect to see this coming right at them like that, and it almost takes a moment. If you don't have those headlights on, it takes a moment to realize that car is coming towards you and not going away from you. So very dangerous. These are the worst types of pursuits, and obviously these officers are trying to stay close, which helps these drivers actually see at least those lights and hear the sirens coming right behind. And this officer, I'm sure, would love to be able to do a pit maneuver, but this driver just going way too fast for anything like that right now.
You're right, Amy. That almost looked like a pit maneuver, which seems very risky on this part of the road at this speed. But that driver, that LAPD SUV does appear to look like they may be getting right into pit maneuver position right there. But that was at an intersection with a center island. Very risky here. And now hard on the brakes, trying to squeeze through and maybe into the bushes, Amy? I don't think there's a road there. I'm not sure where this driver went.
Unless he made a U-turn. Did he make a U-turn?
Oh, no, he's still there. Okay,
still on the wrong side of the road.
He just kept going and just made it back onto the road. But now we can see that does look like a man in a camouflage hat and a beard, tattoos on his right arm, and a white shirt, blue jeans. So very clear description on that driver there with the incredible zoom on the end of SkyCal's lens. Was able to see that man in there. It looks like he is the only one, and once again,
on the wrong side of the road, and it's unnecessary.
For no reason. Exactly right. This may be some sort of an attempt to try and throw off LAPD. Really, really dangerous and not yielding the kind of results that this driver is hoping for, and that he thinks that LAPD is going to back off. They're not, and now just back and forth over the road and onto the sidewalk again.
Oh my gosh.
This is a small frontage road here, and now we're heading into a neighborhood. This is in the Lakewood area, Hawaiian Gardens area, to the east of the San Gabriel Freeway. That's basically where we're at right now.
Mark, this has just been so tough to watch, so dangerous. This driver just going so fast, and you wonder if he's trying to get to a certain point to actually run, if he knows someone in this area. Dead end right here, and he is getting out to run, and there he goes out of the car, running down into the grass. And you see him, he is running fast, and hopefully officers were able to get on one of those other streets to catch up with him because he is running fast. But SkyCal is certainly keeping a very close eye on this man. Again, he is wanted for stealing a car. This has been going on for almost an hour. One passenger that was in with him, a woman, was able to get out of the car at one point, just got out at an intersection and stood there. Officers were able to detain her. It looks like he's slowing down a little bit, getting a little tired, Mark.
Yeah, well, this man was running at a full sprint. One of his shoelaces is untied. But LAPD, they have their air unit overhead. We are not the only ones keeping an eye on this suspect. The LAPD air commander has eyes on him as well, and they are in the process of vectoring in LAPD ground units here. That ground unit that was behind him got caught there at the end of the park. It looked like a park that perhaps he ran through, but now a single LAPD officer, no, two, coming up from behind. That officer holding a green taser in his hand. He is very likely calling out to commands as this suspect is going to get tired. We may see a taser activation here as that first LAPD officer now tackling that suspect being taken into custody.
Oh, wow. Wow, this is, I mean, certainly best case scenario because the way he was driving. Oh, look at him. Oh, gosh, yeah, he's still struggling there.
Yeah, he was trying to talk to officers. I could see there, I'm much closer to a monitor here, and I could see that he was trying to talk to officers. And who knows what he was trying to say, but it looks like it's unclear if that officer deployed the taser or not. But this suspect now taken into custody. Doesn't appear that he offered too much resistance and handcuffed. He'll be taken right off to very likely the LAPD division that started this, which I think was Harbor Division. So they'll be back to Wilmington with this suspect.
Well, certainly a good ending to this pursuit, Mark, because it could have been a very, very worse situation the way he was driving on those roads.